Hey guys, welcome back to Knuckle Sandwich MMA. We have our official New Year's first what episode, right? Podcast
Yeah.
episode for 2023. I've got my faithful companion Nando there. How's it going, Nando? Oops, there we go.
Hmm.
Good to see you. Oh, what's with the hat, bro? What's with the hat?
Well, you don't like it?
What does it say on it?
Says Mark and Ash. It's a store in California.
Oh, that's a nice. No, I like the hat. That's nice. I just couldn't read the patch. So, hey guys, welcome. Like I said, welcome to Knuckle Sandwich. But we got some personal stuff to get out of the way. Nando went on a little trip. I went on a little trip. Nando, tell everybody where you went.
I went to Buffalo, New York to watch the Bills play the Patriots. And we went there and we've asked people all through the trip and they're like, I don't know. Why would you come here? We came for the game. We went to the zoo. We went to the what is it? The Botanical Garden. We went to Theodore Roosevelt's house. We
Wow.
we went to the canal. We went and saw what is it? What's the guy Tim Hortons thing? We went to a church of how do you say it? But Basilica.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then we ate chicken wings any way you can imagine. We ate so many chicken wings that I had to take a break. I had an omelet that was awesome. Chicken wing omelet. There was chicken wing soup. There was chicken wing. What else was there? We had pizza, chicken wing pizza. There was something else there. The only thing I was surprised is I didn't have a chicken wing, not chicken wing, but buffalo Bloody Mary. I was like, that's where I stopped. But it was great. We went to the zoo and we told the lady that we came all the way to Utah to see the buffalo. She said, "There's no buffalo here. There's only bison." And then she asked what team we were rooting for, and then she told us, "There's no bison here."
That's funny. So how was the game? Was it pretty good?
It was pretty good. We were 13th row behind the field goal. I could have rushed the thing, but I had to work on Tuesday.
That's cool, man. Well, and I went with my grandson to see the Denver Nuggets play the LA Lakers in Denver, and we had a blast. It was a fun game. Really good fans over there. And city of Denver, wow, it was really quiet. It was very eerie to me. The downtown area was pretty quiet, and they're doing a lot of construction and stuff down there. But yeah, it was kind of different, but it was beautiful. We stayed in a great hotel, and Nico and I had a great time hanging out, and just going and I let him pick all the restaurants. We didn't have any chicken wings, unfortunately, but he was trying all kinds of different restaurants. I mean, we did Japanese, we did Cajun, all kinds of different restaurants. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, so we're back. Both of us are back, and we want to talk about this new upcoming card. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you we're not going to talk about, and that is, the biggest news of the UFC going on right now, but that's none of my business. We're here to talk about fighters and keep the fighters at the forefront all the time. So, we're going to start like we do normally at the bottom and move our way up to the top. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Nando, there's a number of fighters I haven't seen fight before. And so if you have any stats on them, please, please, please let us know what's going on, because I don't pretend to know every fighter intimately or by heart or any of that stuff. But you are the stats guy. So anything you have that you want to throw in, just throw it in there. Okay, we start off at the women's flyweight bout, and that is Priscilla Cochiera versus Sajira Eubanks. And that's actually a really good fight because both of these ladies are very, very tough. What do you got on this one?
Okay. Priscilla's 34. She's 12 of 4. Four of the last 5. She has a win. Eubanks is 37. She's 7-7, 2 of 5. She's from Mark Henry's camp, which is the same camp as Frankie Edgar. Her last fight was a loss. She's a really tough competitor. I mean, she's been around for a while. You kind of don't realize that she's been around for a while, but yeah, she's been around for a while. And she's pretty good.
Yeah, and I've seen her as far as her physical stamina improve, even as she's getting older. So I think with that Mark Henry camp that you mentioned, it's a good thing for her. You know, because I know those guys are dogs over there, and they're about cardio too. Because have you ever seen Frankie Edgar run out of gas? I haven't.
No.
Okay, next up we have Charles Johnson for the flyweight belt, fighting Jimmy Flick. Both are from the U.S. What you got on this one?
Johnson's 32. He's 12 of 3. He's 4 of 5. He has a win, coming off a win. Jimmy Flick is 32, 16 of 5. He has a 4-fight winning streak.
And I've seen both of these guys fight. I'm going to pick. Well, let's go back to Priscilla and Sajira. Who do you got on that one? Let's pick winners on these.
Oh man,
you got a pen and paper?
I have my paper. I don't know what I do with my pencil.
Where you looking at, bro?
I'm looking on the floor.
Hey, rest assured, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so who do you got?
I got Eubanks.
Nando. Alex. And Nando picks Eubanks. Okay. Sajira. I'm going to pick Priscilla. All right. And who do you got for Johnson and Flick?
Flick. Hello?
Who do you got for Johnson and Flick?
Flick.
You got Flick?
Yeah.
Well, what the flick, bro? What the flick? Okay, we got 2 for Flick. All right. Okay, I wrote the wrong word down there, dude. Sorry. Next up, we have Dan Argueta versus Nick Aguirre. What do you have on these 2 fighters, Nando?
Dan is 29, 8 of 1, 4 of 5. He's from Jackson, Winklejohn. He has a last win. Nick is 26, 7 and 0. This is his debut, and he has a lot of submissions in his record.
Okay. This one I'm just going to flip a coin. Who do you have on this one?
I'm going to go with Nick.
You're going to go with Nick? Okay, then I'll make it interesting. I'll go with Dan.
Okay.
Okay, I'm writing all these down because you're going to be doing the walk of shame next week, my friend.
You think so?
No.
Yeah.
You could tell I wasn't confident in that one. Okay, next up, we have a flyweight bout. This is Alan Nascimento versus Carlos Hernandez. What do you got here?
Okay, Alan is 31. He's 19 of 6, 3 of 5. He has a win. He's coming off a win. Carlos Hernandez is 29, 8 of 1. He had 1 loss right in the beginning, and he's on an 8-fight winning streak.
Wow. Now, the odds are pretty big on this one. We've got Alan at -340 and Carlos at +280. So what do you think about that?
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Who are you picking?
I don't know. That changes it. Maybe I'll go with Alan.
Okay, I'm going to go with Carlos. You always got to be different than me. I don't know what your problem is, Nando. I don't know. But we're going to go with that and see who's doing the walk of shame next week. All right, let's see who else we got here. We got Javed Basharat versus Matus Medonsa. And that's a bantamweight bout. Who do you got? What you got, I should say.
Okay. Javid is 27, 13 and 0, extreme couture. Has 2 fights in the UFC. He has long counters. He likes to jab. He's a very patient fighter. Now, Matos is 29. He's 10 and 0. He's a debut. He likes to set up with the jab. And I actually looked at both of the videos on this because they're both undefeated. So I wanted to tell you some stuff about them. So Mattis, he was on the Contender. They both look very patient, but I think Mattis is going to pull this off because he looks a little more explosive, and I think he knows what's on the line. And I'm going to go with Mattis.
Okay. I'm going to go with Javid or Javid or whatever, however you pronounce it, because I've seen this dude fight, and that dude is a dog, man. I mean, I like his style. I haven't seen Mateus fight before, so I can't answer to that one, but I have seen Javid fight, and I think he's a dog. He's got a brother in the UFC too, doesn't he?
Does he?
I think he does.
Yeah, the last name does sound familiar.
Okay, so I'm going to go with him, and but I think that I don't think this fight's going to go to the decision either way. I think somebody's getting TKO'd or knocked out. Next up, we have Mateusz Rebecki versus Nick Fiore. And I don't know anything about either one of these fighters. What can you tell us, Nando?
Okay, Mateusz is 30. He's 16-1. He's on a 13-fight winning streak. Nick Fiore is 25, 6-0 debut. He's Renzo Gracie. I don't think he's a black belt yet, but he's from Renzo Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It looks like he's definitely got a height advantage. Nick is 5'11", and Mateusz is 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty good. And they're not showing the reach on Nick on the UFC website, so I don't know if the reach is similar. The Mateusz got a pretty good reach of 66 inches, so that's pretty good. And who do you pick on this one? Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Nick.
Nick? Okay, we got two for Nick. And tell me why you're picking Nick, and I'll tell you why, because I have a reason.
I'm picking because of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I was saying that he had trained with some of the people from, that Renzo Gracie trained Danaher, John Danaher, and Danaher is the Danaher Death Squad, and there are a lot of leg lock jiu-jitsu guys, and he's trained with them, I think. So I think it might help him, and that coach is really good. He's like probably the best in submission grappling right now.
Well, your take on it is much more technical than mine. Mine is more that it's his debut, and I know that the vibe of the UFC is changing, that these dudes making debuts know they got to come out and fight their butts off big time and really make a statement in their debut. So I figure all of these debut fighters, unless they get caught in the lights, and the pressure of that, I think they're gonna really turn out and put on a show. So that's the reason why I'm going with Nick. All right, let's move on. We have Claudio Ribeiro versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and this is a middleweight bout. What info can you?
Claudio's 10-2. He's 30 years old. He has a 6-fight win streak. Abdul is 11-5. He's 1-5, but he just his last fight was a win. He went to Fortis MMA, and I don't know if you know about Fortis MMA, but Fortis MMA just got Brandon Moreno to go there because he can't train with James Krause. And then they have the young guy, Raul Rosa, there. So they got some dogs there, and they got some tough guys, and they're trying to build like a team in Las Vegas that's going to be pretty good.
Besides Moreno, who's the big dog at the Fortis gym?
I mean, the big one right now is Raul Rosa, but I'm trying to think who else is like there. I just heard about them because they said Brandon Moreno went there, and
I've heard of the name before, but like you say, if they've got a lot of stallions in the corral, I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet because there's a lot of people that go to a lot of those gyms out there. There's that a lot of people are at the PI, and then there's another one where Misha Tate and all them were. I don't remember. Their coach just passed away this year. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, he was.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but yeah, he had a lot of wrestlers and stuff. So they got some good gyms out there.
Excellent. All right, so let's see. I'm looking at we got Abdul Razak is 5'10" and Claudio is 6'1". They're not doing a very good job on the stats or the specs on the website. There's a lot of zeros in there. Who do you got on this one?
I'm gonna go with Claudio because I think Abdul is good with his new gym, but I always think you need like the second fight to really see what they have.
Okay.
Because that'll be a good 6 months after your first fight, so they could fix what see how you're listening, see how you're implementing the things they've taught you. So I think the first fight's kind of a wash. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm going to pick Claudio as well. All right, now we're moving, it looks like, to the main card, my friend. And this one is an interesting bout, I've got to say. This is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Rony Barcelos. So we've got a Russian versus a Brazilian at a bantamweight. What do you got?
Okay, this is going to be a very good fight. Umar is ranked 11th. He's 26. He's 15-0. He's from Eagle MMA, which is Khabib's team. Great front kicks. Now, Ronnie Barcelos is 35, 7-3, 3 of 5. He is hands up, lightning fast kicks. But the thing is I was looking at the Umar, and he's probably. I'm not a big fan of the Khabib's team. I think they're kind of, they're great. They win. They're not my personal, but I like Umar. I think this guy has a front kick right to your face, and I like his aggression. And he's very similar to Rickson Gracie and the Gracie camp. You know what I mean? Everybody was watching Hoist, and everybody was like, "Oh, these guys just pull people down." And then they saw Rickson, and then they saw Henzo, and these guys are like, "My jiu-jitsu is so great. I'm just gonna throw these fists at you, and you're gonna have to take me down, and then you're in my world." So that's how Umar is. I'm interested to see. Khabib said he retired from everything now. He's not training. He's not going to be a coach anymore. So I don't know if he's going to be in Umar's camp. I don't know if he's going to be in Islam's camp. That's going to be something I'm very interested in these next months. If he's not going to help them, or he's just not going to be a coach and only go to their fights, only quarter.
I'll tell you what. At first blush, what you just said about Khabib. Not being a coach and not being this or that, and just kind of divorcing himself from MMA altogether. I think also it's probably because Eagle FC didn't fly. The Eagle did not fly. He tried, yeah. It's going down, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but I just think, because they just disappeared. And I think, it's like what Dana White always says: if you want to try it, if you think you can do better, go try it. But it's a big business, and there's a lot of stuff that goes in on being a successful, company that can put on fights. And I think Khabib tried it and it didn't work. I don't think they brought in the funding.
No, I don't think they brought in the funding, and they had Dana's blessing. Like, Dana put them on Fight Pass. I mean, there's other stuff on Fight Pass which I want to talk about on the end, but it just didn't garner the people, the rules. It's a lot harder than everybody gives Dana all this crap, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
Oh yeah, and then there's no doubt.
There's only a few that actually make it.
Yep. And even I hear Bellator is up for sale. So I'm pretty sure that the Saudis are going to buy Bellator. They're buying everything up.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. So back to the fight, though. I'm going to go with Umar as well. So did you pick Umar?
Yeah, that's who I picked.
Let me make a note for that. So I.
Would you say that was in bantamweight? Bantamweight?
Yes, a bantamweight bout. Yeah. So Umar, you're right. I agree with your analysis 100%. I like both of them. I like Barcelos too, but Umar, he likes to stand up. And when you have the Dagestanis standing up. I like it because I'm not, I'm with you on the Habib camp too, and just take him down ground and pound. That's okay. You win, yeah. But I don't know when that dude is pretty exciting to watch. He's pretty exciting. So I'm going to go with him. But I hope it's a good fight. I hope they go the distance and put on a war. All right. Next up, we have Caitlin Vieira versus Raquel Pennington. And another good fight. One thing I want to say about this real quick, Nando, is Raquel, she kind of came in good, and then she had like a skid, and then she started to come back, and she's been looking really good. And Caitlin, she's always looked good, so that makes it for an intriguing fight. And this is a women's bantamweight bout. And the odds are pretty close. I got a -120 for Caitlin Vieira and a +100 for Pennington. What's your thoughts on this fight?
Okay, now Caitlin's ranked number 2 right now. I forgot to look up who was ranked number 1, but it might be Juliana Pena. Raquel's ranked 5. So Caitlin's 13-2, 3 of 5. There's the last win. She beat Holly Holm and Tate. She's been edging people out, and she wants to make a statement. She wants to win this fight so that she can at least fight for the title or shut Juliana Pena up and fight her. And Juliana Pena says she only wants to fight for the title, which I don't think she should. I think, when you lose like that, you don't get an immediate rematch if you haven't defended the title at least 4 times in my mind.
Wow, you're hard.
Well, at least like if you haven't defended it like 2 or 3 times, you shouldn't get an immediate rematch.
No,
That's for people that have like these big. It should be people that have a big streak. You know what I mean? Like Anderson Silva. I get Well,
one thing I would slightly disagree with you on that. If Pena put up a fight and there was a split decision type of a deal, then I can see the rematch. But she did get beat down pretty good the whole fight. So I agree with you on that. Even though she didn't defended a few times, just because she submitted her the first fight. And so that's why I would say, okay, if it was a split decision or even a unanimous decision, I could see it, but I don't see it, because she took a beating. However, so this is a great opportunity for Pennington, because if she can beat Vieira in a decisive manner, that puts her maybe 1 fight away from the title. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Now, Pennington lost some big fights, and then she's on a 4-fight winning streak right now. She's 14-8. Aspen Ladd, Macy Chiasson. She has decisions. She has nice punches. This is going to be an interesting fight, and they're both actually pretty big for this weight class. You know what I mean? I was looking at Caitlin Vieira, and I was like, wow, she's a lot bigger than all these other people. And so I think I'm going to go with Rocky, and hopefully Tisha Torres, her wife or fiance, works on some of the kicks and getting in there and making it aggressive.
All right, I'm going to go with Caitlin.
Okay.
I think she's going to be too strong for Pennington, but I won't be unhappy with either one of them winning, because Pennington has definitely earned her stripes. But like you said, she's lost some big fights in the past, and if she beats Vieira, then that should put her, in my opinion, at 1 fight away from the title. But that title seems really elusive. It's like, when are they going to fight for the title? You know what I mean? There's no talk of it whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no Tyler. There's no anything. I tried to look on Amanda Nunes' thing, see if she's still in. I look on her Instagram to see if she's still in Brazil or she has any New Year's thing, and it's just there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's interesting. So they may be fighting for a vacant belt. You never know.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, next up we have Punali Soriano versus Roman Kopylov. And this one promises to be a really good fight too. This is a middleweight fight, and I got a minus 150 for Soriano and a plus 130 for Kopilov. What's your what information do you have on this?
Soriano's 30, 9 of 2, 3 of 5. He's extreme couture. He's very patient, aggressive. I was watching his fights. He comes in there hot, and then he just, when he takes people down, he slams them right on their head. And Romanov is 31, 9 of 2, 3 of 5. Very, very seasoned striker, quick kicks. I like Roman Kopilov, and I'm gonna go with him because I think he's gonna go in there and he's gonna be very, very aggressive, and he's gonna walk him down.
Whew, that's a tough one for me, Nando. That's a really tough one for me. I'm looking at these guys, both of their styles. This is going to make for a really exciting fight. Gosh, I'm going to have to go with you on this one. I'm gonna go with Roman. I really like Soriano, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Roman. I gotta put him down because that dude is a dog. He's really aggressive. I like him. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have, this is a good fight right here. So these two boys, Dan Ige and Soriano, come from the same gym and have been training together their whole careers. Also, even before they got into the UFC, I was watching the Dan Ige interview, and he said those boys grew up together. They're super excited. That's a good thing to be fighting with one of your teammates on the same card. That gives you some juice, and excitement level. So we've got Dan Ige versus Damon Jackson at featherweight. And we got Dan Ige at a minus 125 and a plus 105 for Damon Jackson. What have you got on this?
Dan Ige's 31. He's 15 and 6, 1 of 5. But he fought Emmett. He fought the Zombie. He's extreme couture. He has a good top game. He loads up. But Damon Jackson is 34, 22 of 4 and 1. He has 4 of the last 5. He's from Fortis MMA, like I said earlier. He's got nice punches. He punches and then goes for a double. But I think Dan Ige, like you said, he's ready. They've been training for this. I think he's gonna be really well in this fight.
So you're picking Dan Ige?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna pick him for the same reason. He's on a 3-fight losing streak? Is that right?
Who, Ige?
Yeah.
No, I think he had 2 losses to Emmett and the Zombie. Then he had a win. Then he had 2 losses.
Okay. So yeah, so he's got, he's fighting with his teammate on the same card. And I watched his interview as well. He says he does have something to prove. He feels like he's been written off. And he's about to change that. So he says, I got to get back on and change everybody's mind because I think they forgot about me and I can't have that. So that's going to be a good one right there. I'm going to go with Dan. I'm going to go with his, how he feels about it right now, that he doesn't want to be written off. And he's made the changes that he said are necessary. Okay, let's go to this is the main fight of the card. Now I'm shocked, I'm dismayed, I'm out of my comfort zone on this. Strickland, didn't we just see Strickland?
Yeah.
So we got him fighting Imavov. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nasruddin Imavov. And that lightweight bout, and that's the main fight of the card. And we got a minus 105 for Strickland and a minus 115 for Imavov. So that is like neck and neck, man, right there. What do you got on this?
Okay, so Strickland is ranked 7th. He's 31. He's 25 of 5, 3 of 5. Team Couture. He's 2 losses in a row to was it Cannonier and then the champion Alex Pereira. Now Imanov is 27. He's ranked 12th. He's 12-3, 4-5. He's from MMA Factory. He has a 3-fight win streak. He's long, lanky. He's great grappling. So here's the thing: they're basically very. This is going to be a good fight because they both have very good hands. They like to mix it up. I think the difference is going to be Sean Strickland's going to try to talk his way through this fight and try to get it in his head. He knows that the Cannonier made him fight the fight that he didn't want to. And that's what Cannonier does, is that he makes you look like a bad fighter. He even did it with Izzy, is he makes you look, but because you don't want to take any chances wrestling with Cannonier. So I think that this is the fight for Nazarat to win. I think Sean Strickland's trying to keep his name in there. He knows that he lost, but I hope it's not like I had this loss. Let me go in there and get a win and then get something horrible happen like Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping took that short notice fight, and then I think it was Kevin Gastelum, and then it just ruined him. He should have waited a little bit. But I don't think there's a lot of head damage in the fight with Cannonier. So he feels like he can get in there, get a fight, and hopefully get 2 more in the year and do well, and he wants to get himself right back in the picture of being in that top 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll
so
tell
I'm
you
gonna hear what you say before we.
Okay. So I love your analysis on that. Here's my analysis. I think Strickland jumped in there too soon. I don't think he's in the right headspace. But then again, it's Sean Strickland. He's never in the right headspace, right? But I think from a fighting perspective, I don't think he's in the right headspace, taking a loss that recently. And he's convinced, at least in his interview, that he won that fight. But I'm going to pick Imavov on this one, and here's the reason. The dude is tough. He's a dog, but also he's got a lot more tools than Strickland, in my opinion. He's got a lot of tools to use, and I've seen him use most of them and come out on top. And Strickland, he's starting to look like a one-trick pony to me. He's got the jab and he's got the punches, but he's very flat-footed. And I think people are looking at his style and they're just coming up with answers to that style. And I haven't seen him change too much. It kind of reminds me almost like a Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, he was, outstanding and winning and double champ and all this stuff, but he never changed his fighting technique, so to speak. And people caught up with him and they learned how to fight him and beat him. And then he started losing. And I see Strickland doing the same thing. He's lost twice. And I think he's going to lose a 3rd time. And that's going to bump him down in the rankings quite a bit. So I think he probably shouldn't have taken that fight. I understand they offered him quite a bit of money, so maybe he should have took it. If it's all about prize fighting, then take the money and run, right? Take the money and run. Do it. Plus, if you fight and you help save a card, like Strickland is doing with this card, the UFC is not going to forget it, and they'll give you fights. So there you go. Now your choice.
I'm going to go with Imanov for the same reason. I think Strickland needed to kind of he needed to get with another camp and kind of fix some things. Get if I was him in this year, I would work on some wrestling, get some people down, and kind of do can't think of someone that comes to mind, but take them down, get them back up, kind of wear people down. And I like that style for him. I don't think he should go like Strickland to grappling. He should just figure out something. His grappling's okay, so he should get something in between to get them either way, kind of like get people guessing. So I'm gonna go with Imanov on this one.
Yeah, but you said the key thing is keep people guessing. If they know exactly what you're going to do, right, then it's easier to defend, or it's easier for offense if they know exactly what you're going to do. But when you have a lot of tools, and you can take it to the ground. You can scramble. You know, you can chain wrestle, ground and pound. You can throw kicks like Umar. You got all these different things going on. It's hard to guess what's coming next, and so that gives you a huge advantage over that. So I think this one's going to be a finish. I think Imavov is going to finish Strickland.
Okay.
Okay, you said you wanted to mention something at the tail end.
Yeah, I want to mention a couple things. That now they had a grappling tournament through the UFC, and Rose Namajunas was there. She fought, I forgot the name of the girl.
Anderson.
And Anderson, yeah. And Anderson submitted her in like 35 seconds. And Chase Hooper was on there also against what's the guy with the I just thought of his name. I was trying to not forget his name. The Clay Guida, and they grappled. It was a really good interesting thing. I think that Rose did it to get her confidence back in jiu-jitsu, and I don't think that helped very well. And a lot of her problem is up here, not really. She's physically really good. So with that being said, and then the next fight is Hill versus Teixeira. That's going to be our next pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view of the year. They're talking about that Aljo can't come to fight, so they're Sean. But what's his name? No, okay.
O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley is telling
Cejudo
what I don't know what's going on with me today. He's telling Cejudo that we should fight if I want to fight for a title no matter what. But Cejudo's like, I don't know what that ranks me. I'm not ranked. You know, he called his bluff. So this is going to be a good year, good fights.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that. It's going to be a great year for fights. And I do want to remind everybody, because we're almost out of time, that next week we're going to be at Fortified Krav Maga, and we're going to be on site doing part 2 of our athlete series of Krav Maga self-defense fighting system. And we're going to do it a totally different way. Trust me, you're going to want to tune in for this one, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Nando and I will be out on site. We got everything set up with the gym, the instructors. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to do demonstrations. We're going to do some fun stuff. Nando's going to put on this suit and get beat up. It's going to be really cool.
I'm going to be the punching bag.
I'm too old, I'm too old to be getting punched in the face. So he won't get punched in the face. Anyway, so we're going to do some cool stuff, and we want to, have you guys tune in for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we want to thank you. Please like and subscribe our channel. We want to keep providing for you guys content and our opinions. And like I said, it's just our opinions, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And we hope you guys have fun watching it, and leave comments below. We always appreciate those, and we'll see you next week on the flip side, and we'll see who's doing the walk of shame. Although we all pick the same thing. So
yeah, we kind of agreed.
We might both be doing the walk of shame. All right, guys, we'll see you on the flip side. Ciao for now. Bye.
Bye.